Okay, guys, welcome one Mr. Christopher Sheeler, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the host of Sheeler Select. You know him, and if you don't know him, you damn well should. Chris, good to see you, buddy.
You too, John. Long time no see. Appreciate being back on the show here.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while. What, 6, 7 hours?
Yeah, literally 6, 7 hours.
Yeah, so we had to have a guys' weekend trip. That was a lot of fun. And, one of the things I was bitching about on today's bitching post, getting old sucks.
Mm.
And I think we're right at that point where we're not old, but we're not young anymore.
Yep. Yeah, there was a lot of that discussions going on, just being out and about. Where I think the energy and the adrenaline of just seeing everybody, and just the entire vibe of the whole
Yeah,
getting kept our bodies going. Where I know, like 9, 10 o'clock, some of us were still just kind of like, damn, I'm about ready to go lay down and watch a movie or something. Go,
right.
but it was like, no, I can't. I can't be that guy right now. I gotta, support the boys here, and we're going out. We're trying to live a little bit. So,
Yeah,
but
go out, get ramped up, and I think we're all up until about 2, 3 in the morning. So it was good for us old fogies. See how
yeah,
fishing goes.
and you can tell how much mature all have got as far as how much we were drinking and watching it, and we were having a
Yeah,
good time. But we were all. I don't think none of us wanted to take it over the limit though, to where we were gonna go puke in a bathroom or something though.
yeah. None of that old shit where we used to go and be like, all right, let's get turbo destroyed and let the night be what it is. We're all like, all right, we're wanting to make sure that we come home whole or no worse than the wear.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody hates that feeling. I think. Now, I mean, some people. I don't know anybody who likes being hungover, but yeah, it just destroys your whole day. And I think we're all very conscious of it now. And not even only that though. When we were out, we were at Sharky's. I think somebody bumped into Matt. Matt just kind of, just like, oh, whatever, man, get out of here. But the guy was super hammered, started talking shit, and I think in the old days we all would have started,
Would have bucked up, be like,
what's
yo,
up, bro? You got a problem? What's the problem here? But
we got
Matt.
solutions.
Yeah, Matt was like, "Whatever, get out of here," and his buddy came and got him, and so, but it was, yeah, the situation didn't escalate at all. So, but yeah, back in the day, I think it would have been a completely different thing where we all would have been like, "Oh, somebody's in trouble. Let's let's go see what's going
Swarm,
down."
swarm and go.
Hmm.
But it's there's worse things than becoming more mature, and I think that people do or don't get it regardless of their age. But I think that when you have a good group of individuals that you're able to roll out with, that everybody as they're growing older, taking different paths, they're still figuring things out, but moving toward that place of a good balance of being able to let your hair down, but also being able to rein it in and not go ape shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's always. I guess there was part of us. I feel like I'm kind of shitting on all of us a little bit because some of us we were mature for our age, I think, but I think that we were
Shit, I
just
wasn't like I was in my late 20s.
well.
I was dumber than hell.
Well, we're not the same, we're not the same people that we are now, but I think that I guess I really don't know what my point is to that, but I just think that we made the best of every situation as we could, and like things could have always been or gone a lot worse than what they really did, but we all have a bunch of good stories to tell, and that was fun, kind of fun to
Yeah,
talk about. Even though some nights where we were that guy puking in the bushes, calling dinosaurs or whatever, there was
yeah,
still, we got good stories out of some of this stuff. So,
it's true. It's true,
but
and
yeah,
that's good. And it's good to be able to get everybody together, or at least a large portion, because that's the other part of getting old is trying to schedule this shit. It's not like, oh, hey, you free this weekend? Yeah, we make it happen.
yeah, it's so hard, and you wouldn't think it would be, but we all got shit to do. We all got, well, most of us are married now or either got kids. And I understand it's hard to get away from all that. But yeah, it's not like back in the day where everybody was always calling everybody, what are we doing Thursday? What are we doing Friday?
Right.
Now it's like, all right, we got to plan this like 2 or 3 months out of in advance just to get the best of it. So
Like we even moved. It was going to be pre-Thanksgiving. Now it's post-Thanksgiving, and we almost hung up our hat, and we're like, nah, let's just push through and do it.
yeah, I mean that's what you just got to do is just like, hey, this is the date. If who wants to get together, the date, the time, the plans. Come on, if you can't, if you can make it, great. If you can't, we'll see you next year or whatever. The next time
Yeah.
we do it. I mean, and that's the only way I think it's actually going to work instead of just trying to hope because trying to get 12 people all on one calendar is almost it's like herding cats, I guess is a good word for it.
Yeah, it was nah, nah.
Yeah.
That's not the life. It's not what I want
But
to be about.
there was a good group of what did we have? 8, 7, 8,
Yeah,
and yeah, we made the best of it, man. Everyone had a
had
good
fun.
time. Yeah, we got this, catch up. I haven't seen Coop since his wedding. I haven't seen Andrew since his wedding. Yeah, we've chatted and texts and stuff, but other than that, I mean, we haven't actually physically seen each other since their weddings and stuff. So just
Oh,
doing stuff like that, just even getting together and just shooting the shit for just a couple hours and just catching up. Be like, what's life like now for you, man? I ain't seen you in a couple of years. I mean, that was worth it to me right there. Even though
right,
that it was only for one night, it was like, damn, all right, who knows how much longer we got on this earth? We got a finite amount of time, so let's see the boys and support them as much as possible that we can, and that way we don't have to be laying on our deathbed wishing we'd spent more time with each other. So
right. It's I mean, it's a little dark, but it's entirely true. You know, the older we get, the faster time goes, the relativity therein, where it's, the more time you experience, the shorter it is. Like the next time, like, dude, I'm already at the point where a year is just gone.
exactly. Yeah, that's one thing that I've been thinking about, especially because it's holidays and maybe it's because things slow down a lot for me. And you don't I don't know, it's not seasonal depression. It's just it's something like that, but I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's just that
It's kind
I
of like a
think
lull, or what's it when things go dormant? Almost like a dormant time of the year.
yes, yeah. And it's like I start to think about things like that all the time and just more time, I guess more in this couple months and just start thinking about how much opportunities I kind of missed out on and what I should be doing moving forward, I guess, with the new year and like, hey man, don't pass up opportunities. If you get a chance to do something, just start it and see what happens, man. And just because you never know, like you just said, like, time does feel faster as we get older, which is 100% accurate. I mean, here we are, in our late 30s and, when in college, I would never think, I felt like being in your late 30s would take forever to get there, right?
Oh yeah, dude. That's 15 years away, man. We're good. Like all of a sudden it's here.
Yeah. I mean, it's here and we're almost past it now. And it's just, we'll get, here we got Christmas coming up, and then after Christmas, New Year's, and bam, New Year's, and it's like then it's almost summer again, and bam, summer's done. What the fuck happened? And so, yeah, man. I mean, you gotta what is it? Carpe the fish, seize the
Yeah.
day.
Carpe diem. Grab that fish.
Yeah.
And I like that you were talking about, seizing the opportunities, and it reminds me of that old adage where, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time's today. And taking advantage of your situations, what you're doing, what you want to do, being like, hey, this is a cool experience. I think, and we've exhausted the whole Gary Vee thing, but fuck it, I'll shout it out again. He
Yeah.
has a really good point of you're never too old, you're never too young to do shit, just do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. It's just you said it perfectly right there. And that's one thing. And I'm sure we've talked about it 100 times on here, just actually starting our podcast or our shows or whatever it is. And so I'm already kind of looking into, like I think I've told you like the podcast is doing okay and I want to keep
Right.
it. I like it. I still enjoy it. I still make the connections I'm making. So, but I'm still also like, okay, like here we got the new year coming up. Maybe there's something new that I could kind of tackle on and take a
Yep.
challenge, take a not necessarily a challenge, but maybe a challenge at or just to expand my skills or whatever. So that was another part of me just kind of like looking forward, like, it's okay, what is something maybe what I've always wanted to do, but I haven't done it yet or something. And even if it's nothing big or small, just to say that, hey, okay, I tried it, man. I tried it, it was
No,
cool.
it's crazy to think you're like, oh, my show. I was like, wait, I have a show. Like seriously, and I've been doing this for about 3 months now, and I know you're coming up. I think it's officially episode. Wait, you're almost at
Oh wait.
200 because you're right
Uh
now. I'm seeing 179 on there, but I know that you're queued up for a bit.
so officially 179, I guess 180 will be released tomorrow, but unofficially I've recorded up to 196.
Shit, my man.
So
I want to jump on that 204 though.
I know I got it written down here on my little schedule.
Yes, sir. So, you know, it's crazy to think how growing, and that's one of the things I want to end the podcast on. But hold on, folks, you have to watch the rest of this shit. But one of the things I really want to talk about is it's funny. I think it was like 2, 3 weeks ago. I was like, dude, you just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I don't check your other metrics. I'm only on YouTube, so for me, it's just like that's my thing. But now you're at just shy of 150. So, oh, 50 subscribers, is that a big deal? I don't know. The first 50 was hella hard to get.
Yes, it was.
And, now you're looking at, 150 when you just hit 100 not too long ago. And we were talking, remember my buddy Alex, we are all bullshitting. He just hit the 3 million mark on
Oh,
TikTok. So I was like, all right, get it. And now his next thing is like, okay, let's do 6.
nice. That's
And it's that numbers game where you're just like you're growing, you're increasing, you're moving forward, you're doing it. And man, love to see you doing it. And I love the fact that you seriously do get some of the coolest people on your show, and you just talk to them and figure shit out. And
yeah. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that, and that's the reason. Like, I like the way I designed the show is that it's not set into just CrossFit or you know sampling whiskeys or talking about video games or just it's
right,
everything. It's all inclusive, and that way I can learn, stuff that I don't know that like what you might know, and it makes me less rigid, and I have more open opinions about things rather than just some set ideologies I have in my head. Whether it's just like, oh wait, I never really thought about it the way John just said that. That kind of makes sense. So yeah, and I love that. Just keeps, I guess it maintains my balance. That way I don't get too far into one direction and just think, yeah, this is the way life is. These are the traditions, these are the rules, these are the guidelines we have to be set forth with, even on opinions of politics, religion, or just anything in general. So but yeah, that's just my whole point. It just keeps me balanced, and I'm actually too able to explore different areas of life and through other people's eyes, I guess is a good way to say it. Hopefully say it.
right. And you're looking forward to being a centurion, so you need to keep that mental flexibility so you can look
Yeah.
past on a good life and be like, all right, this is what happened.
But I mean, it's kind of cool too because with those conversations, like all of us getting together, and we didn't have any serious discussions over the weekend except just random bro talk. And but if we were like, or well, actually during a little hike, we kind of started to touch on a few things. But I felt more comfortable sharing thoughts and having a conversation and just talking about everything where I didn't feel like I was trying to watch what I was saying to not to offend anybody or be
Right.
feel like I was going to get judged by one of our bros or whatever. Which I don't think none of our friends would do that, but
No, and if
still.
they did, fuck them, that'd be all right. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, usually, I mean, we've all said some pretty bad shit to each other. So, but
there was a
yeah,
time.
I just feel more comfortable with the conversations. I guess is that's what I guess what I was trying to say.
Fair. And I think that by talking and engaging with other people in a variety of different concepts like you do, it gives you a broader base to be able to not just have to use word vomit to discuss. You're like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about this, this is what I've learned, and then it opens up more. It's like a dialogue in a video game when you have a high intelligence score. It's like, oh, you have further options that you can choose from to explore.
Sure. Yeah. Just yeah. I guess that's just my spiel. I mean, just try to explore some options and try to be as authentic as I can on here, except for I mean, I'm not oversharing too much. As far as
Yeah.
personal best. But I always say that if like you and I, if we were having dinner tonight, I would want the conversation to be going the same way and not end up being like, oh, did you hear about Liver King? Do you know who the Liver King is?
Oh, all the supplements that he's taken,
Yeah,
like he's
it
on
came out how
human
he's on
growth.
steroids and where which everyone already kind of knew that, expected it, but he always tried to throw out there about how integrity and being honest and being, a great person and then obviously following his diets and stuff would make you a great person. And here he is, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you're just on steroids. Okay, that's why you're that big. That's why you're that fit. But I mean, he released an apology or whatever. But it was just, I guess my point is that I would want to be authentic as possible to myself rather than just try to front everybody and tell everybody, oh no, this is just from eating deer organs and
Yeah.
meat in general. I'm good. No, I'm not taking
Raw
anything.
raw
Yeah,
liver and testicles every
yeah,
day.
every day. And so, but then it comes out like that, in which I think most people probably don't care that he's on steroids. Like I said, everybody
Like,
expected it,
dude,
but still,
dude
to me,
looked like he was on steroids.
yeah, dude, it's like you can't be that big and that fit without some type of help. But it's just like, just admit it, dude. Nobody really. I mean, nobody cares in this day and age. I don't think anybody cares, and it's not like he's out there, competing in a professional sport or anything. I mean,
Yeah,
so yeah, he's not, doing blood doping like a Lance Armstrong did or whatever it was. And so,
just
but
trying to
anyway, I don't
curse
know. I don't
cancer,
even.
right?
Yeah, but I don't even know why I brought that up. It just, I guess, because I saw it earlier today. And I was like, oh. And I guess it was fresh on my mind. So
Fair enough. And it's frustrating because you see these people that are talking about, authenticity, legitimacy, and things of that nature, and then they're like, "Well, actually, I was just bullshitting you for money. Thanks for
yeah,
playing." It's like, I mean, I get it. We're in a weird transition societally in the U.S. on this like feel good positivity shtick, and I'm on it. Fuck it. Like I can be an irritable dick, but I can just as soon not be an irritable dick, and I'm vibing it. Certainly has lowered my overall blood pressure to say the least. But you know, just seeing people give out this whole negative vibe or like false positive vibe like what he did is like, come on. It's like you don't need to do that. Like if he's like, hey, I take this type of steroid and look, I'm fucking jacked.
yeah,
Okay. Like dude could have sold steroids. Dude was ripped.
yeah. So I just, everybody kept asking if he had fake ab implants in him and stuff like that, and just and that, it makes me wonder, how many people are out there who are selling their certain fitness regiments and nutrition protocols and or actually are not really truly authentic and just doing it just for the money, right? And then
It's all
yeah,
about the money. I
I mean,
like
it's business, but damn, I mean, practice what you preach. I guess I don't know. Maybe I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe in a different life, I would be doing it too. But nah, I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with my thought, John.
well, it's one of those you see somebody and you get disappointed, and it's frustrating as hell when you see that fake bullshit. We expect it out of our politicians, damn it, but we don't expect it out of which is weird. It's like we don't expect that out of people on Instagram who use 30 filters to make it look like some boring gray place is lit up like God's first Christmas tree and shit. But it's like and girls and guys both never use beauty filters on
Oh
Instagram,
yeah,
mate.
no, never.
It's all
Don't even know
real.
what that is.
It's all real.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I like there's one guy on there and his name is like the fat parkour guy or something. And he's just a chubby dude doing simple parkour. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the guy to follow in 2023. I'm not making any money off this, by the way, and it's not my happy ass running around. But dude's just he's a chubby boy doing some parkour stuff and having a blast. I'm like that's authentic. That dude ain't faking it.
Nice. Yeah. See, that's good stuff, man. You can go through all that stuff and you see little things like that. They're just like, that's why I'm here for. Then, I mean, I like looking at you probably if you go through my Instagram feed, you would probably see a bunch of ladies that were looking thick, like those fitness girls, but with big booties, I'm sure. But still, I mean, like little things like that, that's what makes me like, we got these people still on here just doing their thing and living their
Well,
best life. That's what it's about.
I'm still excited for you to come out with your positivity CrossFit training, man. I'm ready. Chris's CrossFit, baby.
Yeah.
2023.
I
Only
keep I keep wanting to do something like that, man, and but I don't. Part of me doesn't want to do it at the same time.
you don't want your hobby to be work,
Exactly.
and
So
that's, dude. I was talking to my buddy Frank, and Pokemon just came out. It's hella fun, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna play it, and I'm loving it right now. But I actually didn't play it. I bought it and didn't play it for 2.5 or 3 days because I wanted my first playthrough to be a video that I made and put on uh, my other channel.
yeah,
And that was I could have just picked it up and played it any time for 30 minutes and had a blast, but I was like, no, I want to have that authentic first playthrough. But because it was work or something that I was doing on the podcast, it was like, well, shit. I waited until a better opportune moment for my life to be able to do a hour and a half play. But you when you start making things become work, it can just end up being like, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore.
I've been playing the hell out of God of War when I get free.
Attaboy.
Yeah, dude. Like I got a PS5 just for that game, and it's probably all time one of my favorite series and games. Like it's probably top five, at least. And
It was
you know,
PS2 when it first came out, right? Like God of War was.
I guess it was PS2 or PS. Yeah, it probably was PS2.
I don't think it was PS1, but I think it was PS2, and they had the God of War trilogy, and then the third came out on PS3.
Yeah, and I feel like they made one for was it a Pita? What did you call it? PS Pita? Why am I saying
The Vita.
Vita? Vita.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, I
think they
think
made a tiny one, or they remade the first one for it.
maybe that's what they did. I thought they did something for it, but I've put off all my TV shows lately just to so I can get like an hour just to play that when I'm not doing a podcast or editing or something. And when I get home, just like, oh, go play some God of War right now. Fuck this up. But
Yeah,
it's
man.
so much fun. I'm liking it, digging it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you this question, and it's a part of, again, my passion project. I told you about it. That'll be coming up in 2023. Is you know, the John W. gives you the business. So,
Hmm.
as an entrepreneur now, because you've been doing this for a while, you are an entrepreneur, my dude,
Yeah.
and you've been shaking it. What would you give as advice to somebody who's starting out in the podcast game? What would you say is like one or two key takeaways?
Ooh. Mm. For somebody just starting
Just
out,
starting, doesn't know shit, doesn't have shit, just wants to be about it.
don't be scared. Don't be afraid to hit the record button and don't be afraid to hit the upload button. I mean, once you get that was I think not there's other I guess demons I was facing when I started my podcast, but I remember sitting down to record the first episode, I was always finding reasons like, ah, man, well, I'm not going to do it tonight. This is, I was just making up excuses not to do it so I wouldn't have to live with, what would come afterwards. So, but once I finally hit record and was like, all right, don't worry about if you say something stupid. Don't worry about looking like a fool. Don't worry about if, you end up picking your nose or something. Just go, whatever happens, just go with it and just getting over those demons. And then afterwards, and then fixing everything up. The editing part was kind of whatever. You can and that people can do whatever they want to. They can put a lot of production into their editing and put graphics and, sound bites and, extra videos and pictures of showing like what they're talking about at the point. I mean, you can go
I hit the
ridiculous.
wrong button. I just booed you. Sorry.
Thanks,
So,
man. Yeah.
yeah, I was supposed to be the crowd cheer, like,
Yeah.
and that was a laugh. So I fucked up.
You're fine. But I remember even when I got everything ready and I was going to upload the YouTube version and the MP3 version, and it even took me like another couple days just because I had to sit in there. I was like, what the fuck's going to happen? What are people going to say? What kind of criticisms am I going to get? And once I finally just said, all right, whatever happens, happens. Well, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? People just get mad and it sucks and whatever. I quit. So, well, okay, lost a little time, but no big deal. So that would be my biggest things was just man like hit record whether then don't worry about you don't have to have a $5,000 setup. You don't have to have, your own private podcast studio. I mean, all you need is whatever. You can just use your iPhone and just speak into it, right? And take voice notes like that. And don't be afraid to do that. Hit the record button, whatever you got to do. Then don't be afraid to upload it. Everything else you'll just start to build off that from there and you'll accrue stuff over time. I mean, I got like this ring light now that
Hey, you're looking good.
I never yeah, thanks, man. That I never had in the beginning, and um, I don't think I really bought anything extra special other than that lately.
Got a
But
microphone, but that was like right off the get.
yeah, I got a couple microphones, and then I'm thinking about changing some earphones here lately, and in my camera. But that's all stuff that it's like minor details. I don't think a lot. Some people do look into those things, but yeah, that'll come with time and just as you learn. So yeah, that would be my advice. Just go hit record and have a plan, record it. All right. Find your mistakes, find out what direction you want to go in, and just keep moving and keep uploading. And bam.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it, right?
That's it, man. That's one thing I did, man. Like it's like I said, man, because I always can find reasons to it's like we were just talking about, when you want to get together with your boys or even just go out to hang out with just go to the holiday party or whatever coming up. It's like you can always find reasons like, fuck, I don't want to go to that thing. I'll just make it up an excuse. So, in which I mean that might be a little bit different than what we're talking about here, but just you never know what could happen or who you could meet at those things and
Right.
where life might take you. So yeah. So yeah, just fucking do it, man. Upload and record. Bam.
Love it. All right. Well, Chris, again, thank you very much. Again, Sheeler Select. If you haven't watched it, well, let's be honest, you have watched it. It's good shit. You guys already love it. We'll link below if you want to see it on different platforms and stuff. Chris, thank you so much, buddy. Looking forward to the next time we chat.
Sir, thank you again for allowing me to come on and spit a little bit. And you're the man, John. Appreciate it.
Likewise. Take care, buddy.